Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am bringing you my last project for Frosted Forest bundle. It is a fantastic bundle and I hope that you will see how fun it is. But before we get into that, I'm going to have a little bit of announcements. It's just kind of important just because I want to make sure that you guys know what's going on. So Stampin' Up! Is doing a World Card Making Day. It's free. It's on October 5th. And it's a virtual event. So all you need to do is just log into your iPad or your computer and watch it for an hour. You're just going to basically gather with people to connect and see a few simple projects. And it's just a fun and easy way to see something good. So if you want to register for the event, you can start registering. Registration began on September 3rd. So we are underway. You can scan the QR code on here, or you can go to my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and you want to click on shop. And when you go to my online store, as soon as you go into the store, there'll be a link for World Card Making Day, and you can click on that and register. All right, so World Card Making Day is going to be fun, so don't miss out on that. I do a card fiesta, so I will be having one on the 21st, which is this Saturday. So just in a few days, we will be getting together at a Mexican restaurant. I do it every other Saturday. And if you are local, I would love to have you come. Just let me know. There is RSVP required. Just contact me at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com and let me know that you would like to attend. And I will make a place for you. So we just get together. We get there around 12. That's when the restaurant opens. And then from 12:30 to 3:30 is stamping time. So if you don't want to come right at 12, you can come anytime between 12:30 and 3:30 and make however many cards you feel like making. There's no set agenda. You can come make one card, try it out. It is really fun. And if you need more information, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to give you that. Let's talk about my Inky Hands crew. They're near and dear to my heart. It is my membership, and in the membership you get 2 video tutorials a week, so a total of 8 or 10 depending on if there's 5 or 4 Fridays in a month. Month of September happened to have 4, but most most months have 4, so you get 8, and occasionally you'll have 5 Fridays and then you'll get 10. But basically I do 2 lives a week. And there's 2 projects for those. And then the other 2 projects with the same bundle or stamp set of the week are for the membership group. So if you want some exclusive projects that no one else gets to see, or if you want additional projects for the stamp sets that I'm using, just join my membership. It's $7.99 a month, and there's no obligation. It's not like you have to sign up for a year. It's literally, you get billed every single month on the day that you joined. So if you joined today on the 19th, you'd be billed on the 19th every single month. And I would appreciate it if you wanted to try it out. It's a way for hobby demonstrators to support my business because they are purchasing from themselves, but they're getting the ideas from me. And it's a way for even demonstrators outside of the United States to support my business if they're getting ideas from me to use with their customers or as hobbyists as well. So anyway, it's just a really fun group. We do challenges, color challenges, and sketch challenges every month. And there's going to be some new things coming up. For Halloween, I did 28 days, and the Inky Hands crew got all 28 days. So they got bonus during the month that I happened to do my Halloween, and it was just my way of saying thank you to them for being part of the crew. Literally, they got 28 projects, a project every day for 28 days. So it's a fun group. I would ask that you give it a try and see what you think. If you spend $50 in my online store in the month of September, I have a tutorial bundle that you will receive. It has 40 projects in it, and it'll be emailed to you at the end of the month. So I hope that if you make a purchase, that it's 50 plus, so that you can get this tutorial bundle with 40 different projects. The nice thing about them is even if you don't have the stamp set that goes with them, they're like a sketch. So basically you can substitute any stamp set you want for the card. All right, let's talk a little bit about Paper Pumpkin. For October Paper Pumpkin, it is called Nests of Christmas. And I love the box, really cute. And it coordinates with our mini catalog Nests of Winter Sweet. So I love when they do a coordination because it helps you to pull a lot more products to make alternate cards with the Paper Pumpkin. But you can also just make the cards as they come. It's like getting a surprise every single month. You never know what's coming, and I absolutely love it. And if you decide to join for the first time, anytime before October 10th, you can use the code HOLIDAY40 when you go to my website. So you'll go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, you'll click on shop, and then you'll go to Paper Pumpkin under there. And under the shop tab, I have lots of things, lots of different categories. Paper Pumpkin is one of them because it's one of the ways you can shop with me. And so when you click on there, there's information about the current Paper Pumpkin, but you will click the subscribe button there. When you click that, it'll take you to a page where you have to fill out information and set up your Paper Pumpkin. When you do that, you want to put this coupon code in, HOLIDAY40, and you will get 40% off your first box. That is a month-to-month subscription, and you have to be a first-time subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, never have subscribed with that email before, and then you'll get 40% off. So it's like super awesome, and it's a great way to try it with this really adorable box. And speaking of Paper Pumpkin, every quarter we have a set of dies that coordinates with the 3 boxes in the quarter. And so the October one has the word Merry, the November one has this really cool tag, and the December one has this really beautiful fern leaf. So if you would like to purchase the add-on, you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to do so, but you can purchase it. It's $12, and you will just go to my store and you'll click on shop, online store. And in the online store, you're going to go to the section that says Paper Pumpkin, and under there you should be able to find these. If you're a subscriber, they'll show to you, so you can grab those. Let's talk about the kits for September. There are the Christmas ornament kit, so if you want to make some really cute Christmas ornaments, and the card keeper kit. I'm thinking about possibly making the card keeper kit into a class, so let me know if you're interested in doing a card keeper class. But this is a really great gift to give to somebody for Christmas. It's $25, and it gets them started on making cards. And then August kits were a Christmas card kit and a Halloween house, which is back ordered, but it should be coming in, I don't know when. I never know, because I think we wait on shipping to come in those big cargos, and sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they're not. But anyway, people are turning them into Christmas houses and all kinds of stuff, so you just have to figure that stuff out. Anyway, I do sell tutorials on my website. So again, under shop, there's a section that says PDF, tutorials, and retired product store. So my retired stamps are located there, as well as my PDFs. And yeah, you can purchase my PDFs. This is the ones that I do with my design team, and they're pretty amazing. We have 2 fun fold volumes, a masculine techniques, anything but a card, and there's another one. I always seem to forget one of them every time I talk about them. But anyway, go there and check it out. And speaking of my design team, if you would like to be part of our stamp camp, you will get 13 make and takes and 13 additional bonus project ideas, all in 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, the 18th and 19th of October. And it's pretty fun. And then on the 20th of October, we're going to get together in my Stamping with Friends Zoom and work on our projects. So I hope you join us. Speaking of Halloween, I have last year's paper piecing patterns and the year before, as well as my Easter, available also for sale. And my ones for 2024 should be available by the time this video launches. I just don't have the graphic to show you yet. So just look for that if you are wanting to purchase that. And since I will be live in the chat with you when this video goes live, I will post the link to that so anybody who wants to purchase it can go there and do so. The mini catalog went live in September, and one of the really great things about this mini catalog is that we have a give back. So there's a pack of designer series paper that if you purchase it, you're going to give a portion of the sales to, I think it's a literacy. So anyway, check that out. And then also we have a scrapbook brochure, and that is not a publication that I could show you. So I just printed the front cover. It's digital, but it is on my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. You're going to click on blog, and under the blog section, you'll either on your phone scroll all the way to the bottom until you see this logo. Above it will be this logo, and then the scrapbook brochure. So I have all of my digital copies of the 3 publications on my website. If you're on the computer, you're going to go to blog, and on the right hand side, you should see them there. So I think that's all the announcements for today. Let's get started with our card for sorry, I'm a little hoarse already, and I haven't even hardly been talking. Let me move this stuff out of the way, and I'll show you today's card. We're going to be making this one. It's our Season's Greetings Christmas tree, snowy Christmas tree card, right? So I'm going to show you how to put this one together. We're going to have a good time, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will teach you how to make it. So the inside also has some sentiments, a tree. It's traditional red and green, and we will get started. I'll teach you how to put that together. So the first thing that we want to do is grab our card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And so I'm gonna go ahead and burnish. Okay, this is going to be the base. Then we have our inside, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we are going to take our Christmas stamp with garden green. We're going to stamp our tree. I can't remember what side, on the right side. And we're going to go ahead and place our tree in this little corner here. So there's our Christmas tree. And then we're going to do our sentiment in real red. So I'm going to grab my real red ink. And our sentiment, the sentiment is from, I didn't really show you all this stuff. Let me show you. Let me close this for a second before I get it on my hand. The Frosted Forest has a large tree, and then it has Christmas. So you can do fall and Christmas with this set. It has some beautiful sentiments that have nothing to do with Christmas. This is a great masculine set for the hunter, for people that are outdoorsy. It's just a really beautiful stamp set. And earlier this week, I showed you how to make a beautiful tree card with this tree. And so now we're doing this one. And I'm using Greetings of the Season to put with it. And the stamp that we're using is this one. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. But the Frosted Forest bundle comes with these fantastic dies. They're standalone dies and ones that cut out these 4 images. And it also comes with masks. Masks for the big tree and masks for the Christmas trees. And I'm going to be showing you how to use those masks today. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside. I'm sorry that I got a little carried away and didn't show you what we're using. All right, so we're going to go ahead and ink up in red. May your holiday season be filled with cheerful celebration. And we're going to put that right here in the center. Beautiful. All right, and you guys know I like to clean my stamps, so I always clean as I go. It's just one of my things. All right, so we can go ahead and attach this to the inside of our card, and that part will be done and out of the way. See why I use this silicone mat? Because I am a messy girl. I'm always getting glue on the mat. So, all right, let's put this on the inside. Beautiful. All right, so now the inside of our card is done, and we're gonna wait for the outside. So, for the outside, as you can see here, we have a green layer, and we also have a white layer. And the green layer, I wanted it to be inset. So it's actually 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/8. Okay, so it's gonna go right here, and it's a little bit bigger than 1/4 of an inch like the normal has. Okay, so it's a little larger, gives you just a little bit more. I thought it was a little bit nicer for that. So I'm not going to glue that until we glue the white piece on here, but I just wanted to show you and give you the dimensions. And then our white piece that we are going to be using to put our trees on are 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And this is what we're going to do our trees on. So to do that, I'm going to use our glass mat that Stampin' Up has. So I'm going to move this stuff up and out of the way so I can grab my glass mat and put that in there. All right. All right. I think we're good now. I'm just going to move this stuff to the side. All right. So, like I showed you on Tuesday, we're going to use our temporary adhesive, and we're going to attach our card to our glass mat. And we're going to start by, I have to think for a second. It's been a little bit since I made these projects. Okay, we're gonna start with the larger tree. And these have, you probably can't see them, but there's an A right there. They're A, B, and C, okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my big tree first, and the point is almost at the top, just slightly down, and as centered as you can get it, okay? I'm doing my best to center it and make it straight. And you can see here, the little notch is right here at the end of my card, all right? So I use my Sharpie, my fine tip, and I'm gonna mark my notch, and that's gonna be for my center tree. And I like to do the opposite corner so that I know where it is and how to reposition it, each of the masks. Okay, so that's going to be for my first tree. I'm going to have to do each of the markings separately, and I'll explain why in a minute, but I want to start with my garden green, and I'm gonna pick up some ink, and I can add some to my mat right here. I'm gonna hold this in place, and I'm just gonna lightly put my Christmas tree with mask A into place. And you can see it's not super dark. I'm just trying to get a nice green color on all of my branches. And sometimes if your hand's in the way, you can't get as good. So just move your hand around if you need to. But there's your basic main tree. And when I pull my mask away, that's what you have. It doesn't look like much yet, but I promise you it's going to turn into something. All right, so now I want to do a tree on either side, and I want them to be kind of tucked behind, which means I have to actually put them into the greenery, and I want them a little higher so that like this one's in the front and they're in the back, but they're a little cluster of trees. So now is when I will mark for the next tree. All right, and so I'm gonna do my notch and this side here. All right, so there's that mark and that mark there. I'm gonna close my Sharpie, and I'll do the third one when I get to the third tree. And we're gonna do the same thing we just did with the first tree, is we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to add our first drop of green color. There's gonna be 3, so just add your green down, okay? And when you pick up, that's what the back tree looks like. Now you can see it looks nothing like my card, but we're gonna get there, I promise, okay? All right, so now the last mask. So I'm gonna try and mark it pretty even, and I'm gonna bring this one here, and again, I want the same type thing. I want it to be in the background. I want it to be, you know, sitting back, and I need to center it there on the edge, and I'm gonna put it right there. So for this one, I'm marking this corner here and this one here. And so I have 3 marks for the different tree placements, okay? And I just want to make sure I have it in place there. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and do like we did with the first tree. I love this set because I love that you can make these cards so quickly with the blending, okay? And so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up, and there are my first set with mask A, okay? So the reason I marked all of these is because I wanted to be able to add all the different pieces and be able to line them up. So these Sharpie marks really help. So I'm gonna go ahead, and now I'm gonna line up with this and this one, because see how they fit and nestle in each other. Oh, not this one, sorry, this one, this end one. And once that's in place, you can see how it covered up what I have already colored. So you can see the green disappears, right? Look, there's the green. I put my mask in place for mask B, and once I have it right in place, you can see it covered up the previous green. All right, so now we're gonna hold this one in place. I just wanna make sure I have it in there just right. And then we're going to fill the second part, or part B. And I like to make this one a lot darker. So I'm pushing a little harder. I'm adding a little more color because I want my tree to have multiple colors of green. Even though I'm using the same old olive, I want there to be a contrast between the first color and the second, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull my mask up and reveal to you guys what it looks like. Look at how beautiful that is. Stunning, right? Same color, same work, okay? So now we're gonna do the tree on this side like we did before. So I'm gonna line up this one and this one. And you see by marking, it really helps you to get the right look, okay? So this is going to separate like we did with the other and give us a second coat of branches that are a little darker, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. We wanna push a little harder. We wanna deposit the ink a little darker. And so you're just gonna rotate around like that. And when you're happy with the darkness that you have sponged there, there's your second tree. And see how beautiful this is coming together? All right, time for the third one. So we're gonna line up this one. Whoops, not that one, wrong one. This one, the one in the middle. This one and this one, see why you have to mark it? Because you'd never be able to line it up properly if you didn't. All right, so I'm gonna try and hold this to pick up some color. There we go. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and outline, or not outline, blend, sorry, wrong words. And I want this one to be dark like I did the first one. And so I'm just gonna keep going over until I get it the color that I want it to be. And then again, lift up. All right, we're doing pretty good, right? I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now what I want is I want to let that ink dry a little bit before I do the next part, okay? So one thing I didn't talk about was these masks. All you have to do is run them under water and they will shed all of that. And I just use a light like sponging over it on both sides. You don't want to get it caught in any of the spots, but just a light sponging. Okay, and it'll take the color. You can see how one I did a little lighter and one I did a little darker. So these you can just set to the side and you don't have to worry about those till the end. I'm gonna let this dry, and what I mean is the ink has to soak into the background because I'm gonna do a little bit of embossing for my snow, and I don't want the trees to be wet. So while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit, we're gonna fussy cut my Season's Greetings for the outside. I'll show you for this part of the card, okay? So I'm just gonna come around here. And I apologize for all of the lights against this mat. They're not really good. The mat's not really the best for filming because it, yeah, the reflection, I have a lot of lights so that you guys can see the colors truly when I film my videos, and they react. So I apologize for any glares on the screen. And so I'm just going in here and I'm just trying to really make this very pretty. And go around my Season's Greetings. And then we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back. And since we have to do that anyway, we might as well do it now. And I'm gonna come in here and I really want to define this S. It's quite pretty. So I'm just going inside. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to fussy cut the inside. You can just go around it. I really wanted it to stand out, and that's why I did that. And we're at the end. This one's quite an intricate fussy cut because of my choice to go in there. But all right, so there's that. So let's add some dimensionals to the back. So I like to use all the bits and pieces. So on that really intricate piece, I'm gonna need to cut a really thin from the edge piece of dimensional. I'm gonna pull the back off of it to make it easy. And I'm gonna curve it around that little S. Luckily, when they're thin like this, you can do that. So I've curved that one. I have a couple other little ones that are thin right here. And I do like to support all of the paper that I cut. So when I cut close like this, I definitely like to use, whoops, the edges. But while I'm doing this, see, the beauty of, we have to do this anyway, and I might as well do it now while we're waiting for those trees to dry, and we'll keep moving, keep the video moving, right? All right, so I'm gonna stick one there, and that should be it for that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill the rest with some minis, I think. Put one there, One there, and one here, and one more. All right, so there are all my dimensionals. I'm just gonna set that to the side. I don't need it right now. That's the last thing we're gonna do. All right. The other thing to waste a little bit of time is we're gonna use 3 snowflakes from this embellishment called White Loose Snowflakes. And I love when we have embellishments that don't have adhesive on the back, because you get so many more for your money. And I easily can put glue on the back, so it doesn't bother me that I have to put my own adhesive. I already have every kind of adhesive known to man, so I'd rather have loose and glue them down than just pick them up and stick them down. So it's just a personal preference, but I pulled out 3 that I want to use, 2 medium or like, I guess, bigger size, and then a teeny one you can see right there. So I'm just gonna move those off of the glass mat, because eventually I'm moving the glass mat. All right, so we should be good now, I'm thinking. Everything should be fine. So we're going to go ahead and start with the 3rd mask. Okay, so the 3rd mask is C. Hopefully you guys can see that letter there, but it's C, right here it is. And we're gonna start again with the large tree, and we're gonna line it up like we did all of the other masks. And you can see that some of it comes out, but that's okay. This is snow that's sitting on top, okay? And so I'm going to be using our not basic white, it's Whisper White ink pad and a sponge dauber that I've designated for white. So I'm just gonna pick up some color here, and I'm just gonna hold my template in place, just making sure it's there. And I'm going to press. Now you have to push a little harder because you want the white wet ink to get into those holes, and you're not brushing it. So you're just pushing down and depositing pigment ink through your stencil onto your tree. All right, and I'm going back and I'm doing it twice. I'm gonna go to the bottom, and then I'm working my way back up to the top. All right, and I'm gonna pull my template out of the way, okay? All right, so next I'm gonna do my next one. And you want to be swift about this, because you don't want that wetness to dry. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna go back over this, because I think I might be pulling up some of it doing it this way, okay? So I'm gonna go back over it and wet it again. And I'm gonna just mark my paper in place so that I know where it needs to go. All right, with my Sharpie. So it's right here on that line, and that line, that line, and that line, so that I know where it is. I'm gonna pick it up actually and do one at a time. So we're gonna put some powder on it. And so I have my white embossing powder, and I'm using a little piece of cardstock, and I'm just picking it up and I'm covering all of those tree snowy parts, okay? And then I'm just going to and see how it grabs the snow. See how pretty that is? Really beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna move my powder out of the way so it doesn't blow everywhere. And I'm gonna grab my heat tool. I'm gonna heat this up. minute to get to the right temperature. And then you will start seeing it melt the powder. There it goes on the bottom. Sorry, I didn't mean to shut it off. It got caught on the end of my desk. Alright, so little by little we're melting. Oh, I just got that bottom section right there. You can tell it's not completely dry yet. Alright, so there is our first tree with its snow on it. All right, we're gonna put it back in place because remember, if we don't have it in place, then we can't line up our templates. All right, so now we're gonna bring our mask in, and with our mask, we're going to use the white again, only this time we're gonna do it with the smaller tree. And the little one on this side is the one all the way on the extreme. So I'm going to line that one up and this one. All right. And I'm going to hold that in place. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm just going to pick up and I'm going to push that color through those holes. And I'm going to daub my way through. Now, if you're doing multiples of this card, what you want to do is every 2 or 3 cards or so, you want to clean your mask and wipe off the ink because it will seep to the back through the holes over time. It's not right yet because I've only used it once, but it will do that. And so because it does that, you don't want to have it ruin the rest of your card and give you snow where you don't want it. So as you can see here, I'm doing the same thing I did last time. All right, so there's the snow on the smaller tree, and then we'll do it one more time. It's quite magical when it melts. I love embossing powder for that reason. It's just so pretty. All right, let's get our last one down. So we're gonna put this on the pieces that I have it on here. Oops, okay. And we're gonna do our last mask, which is this one. You can see it's getting a little warped, but don't worry, we're gonna glue it flat so it won't be a problem. So this one here is that one, and this one here. All right, so we're just gonna hold it in place, and we're gonna press our ink through our mask, and just make sure that we get it on all of our greenery. All right, so there's our last one. And we're gonna do what we did before. We're gonna bring our powder in. Put it on our tree. All right, and let me cover because we're done. Okay. And get my heat gun. And there's our last tree with the snow. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. So now we're just going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to put away my ink pad, my dauber. All right. And to wipe away the, gosh, I can't even think of what I want to say. To wipe away the Sharpie marks, all you need to do is grab a spray bottle with some rubbing alcohol, and I keep one on my desk at all times because it's the best thing to clean glass, and my desk happens to be glass. And see how it wipes the Sharpie away? So it's nice because it holds it in place for you when you need it held in place. And when you don't, of course, perfect, right? All right, so let's get our glass mat out of the way. We don't need that anymore. So thank goodness for that. Goodness gracious. All right, I got it. Got my glass mat in order. I just want to be careful that I don't make all this noise, and that's why I'm being so careful. Okay, so here is our beautiful trees. Again, you're just going to clean your templates underwater. Not yet. I can't do it until I'm off camera because I obviously don't have a sink at my desk. But we're going to go ahead and adhere the white to our garden green. I already gave you the dimensions. I just have to grab my silicone mat because you guys know how messy I am. Okay. Let me know what y'all think of this project and this awesome set. Tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat. Also, please share my video. I would greatly appreciate that. Comments really help on YouTube. So if that's all you can do, you can't buy from me, or you can't support me in any other way, clicking the thumbs up and leaving a comment is huge. So please do that. I appreciate everybody who does that for me. Okay, so you can see here I have attached it. So even though it was a little bit bent, remember, not enough that it matters. Pretty awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and attach this layer on to our card. And then I'm going to bring in my light pool party Stampin' Blend, and I'm gonna create kind of like snow drifts, snow or snow drifts. I don't know the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you'll see what I mean. If someone tells me what I mean, that would be awesome. I don't even know what I mean. All right, and this is my little 2.5 inch roller. If you guys need that, it's always linked in the video description. Okay, so with the brush tip of my light Pool Party Stampin' Blend, I'm gonna go along the edge here, and I'm just kind of outlining under the tree, and it's kind of like a shadow in the snow, I guess, where the tree is, but also like a drift of snow. And right now it looks dark, but let me tell you, it'll seep into the paper, it'll lighten, and it will just be gorgeous. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull the backs off of our dimensionals on our season's greetings. All right, and we're gonna add our little word right here in between middle and right tree. I love that spot particularly for this. All right, so there's our sentiment. And then we're gonna add our 3 little embellishment snowflakes. And I will add those by just taking a little drop of multi-purpose glue, just a dot. I'll show you them all in a second. Let me put all the dots out. And then I can show you what they look like. That one's too small. I try and be careful not to make it too big, but there's a dot, there's a dot, and there's a dot. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take my large snowflake, put it in that dot, my second larger snowflake, put it in that dot, and then the teeny one will go here in between these trees. And you just have to let it dry. It will dry. This glue is super strong and it'll hold them in place. You can see here, I can rub my finger over the top of these and they don't come off. So just make sure you put enough glue to hold them in place. And then you have your beautiful Christmas card. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate that. If you're going to place an order with me, make sure you use host code 9QTQXRUB. I would appreciate that so much during the month of September. When you use that host code, you are able to receive my tutorial bundle. You have to use the host code in order to get the tutorial bundle for the month with a $50 order. So don't forget to put that in. In fact, if you go to my website, you don't even have to put it in. If you go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, you click on menu and you go to shop. Actually, not shop. You go to menu and you go to blog. In my blog, if you're on the computer, it'll be on the right-hand side like I told you that the catalogs are. So on the right-hand side, there'll be a graphic. It's a square, and it says September host code, and it has that in there. If you click that graphic, it'll take you right to my store. If you're on your phone, you want to scroll all the way to the bottom of the blog, and when you get to the bottom, there'll be a section that has also the same host code. So just click on that, and it'll get you right to where you need to be. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and you can see this one I went a little lighter with my first color, and so it's not as dark as this card, but you can do it any way you want, up to you. I really love the look of the contrast. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I appreciate you so much. I will see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for another live. And in the meantime, join my Inky Hands crew. Come to my card fiesta, and my retired product store and PDF tutorial store is located on my website. If you have any questions about anything, you can always email me at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Happy stamping.